Every other day, the oceans bring in some of the deadliest and most appalling creatures into our world. Creeping animals, shocking creatures, and unexpected baffling encounters, which will shock you to your core. So in this video, we are going to show you if these people didn't capture this on the beach, no one would believe them. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Boating's gone wrong. Catching a massive shark. This fisherman is trying to release it from the hook and let it go. But there's the shark and other plans because just when he unhooked its jaws and held it in his hands to send it off, he took a roll on his hands. Well, I gotta say that kind of looks like an intentional roll to give the fisherman a taste of his own medicine. As losing his balance, the man falls into the water. But don't worry, he made his way back on the boat as quickly as possible. Super jellyfish. Look how the fisherman is struggling even to get it out of the water. This is rice, a Stomalutium jellyfish, a close relative of the much more common rise of Stoma polo, since their discovery in 1827. They've not been seen again until 2012. Before this year, there were no videos or photographs of this specimen, which is why some researchers questioned its existence since it had only been described 6 times in scientific books. But now we have proof it can weigh up to 40 kilograms. Now, how cool is this? Beach pod of dolphins. The people of the Brazilian beach were stunned when in March 2013, a pod of 30 dolphins washed ashore. Realizing that almost all of them were alive, people started putting them back in the water, some holding them with their fins while the others dragging the dolphins from their tails. People started doing a collective effort in saving the struggling dolphins, looking for answers to their visit to the land. Researchers revealed that either there was a huge predator or high tides that had caused the dolphins to wash ashore. But luckily, they were all saved and sent back into the water. Ocean sunfish. Fishing on the coast of Spanish waters, a group of fishermen has captured a huge ocean sunfish, surprising the people with its golia that features the sunfish when weighed turned out to be 4,000 hopping pounds. Though usually living in 200-meter deep water, the sunfish can dive 600 meters deep into the ocean, therefore catching a fish more than 3 meters long. And that too from deep waters was something that shocked the people. Look how small a person looks while standing beside this giant. Giant squid attack. Whatever you do, never underestimate the power of an apex predator. Like this man who, while surfing in the ocean, caught a huge squid and thought he knew how to handle it. Therefore, you started pulling it. But when the vicious predator showed its true self, spreading its wide, deadly tentacles on the board, it started to sink. And that's when the surfer realized then he should not have messed with this one, and jumped into the water to save himself. Oarfish. Considered a monster, a bad omen, and whatnot because of their strange appearances, or fish rule the fishing world of deep waters. But this one shocked people when it washed up in Catalina and Beach in the year 2015, not only because it came right from the deepest waters, but because the oarfish was extremely huge and was 4.75 meters long. But there were more surprises to come, as when the researchers started to dissect the fish's body, the only thing they could find inside was krill fish, as its stomach was flooded with krill. They further revealed that it only came to shallow waters because it knew it was about to die. But why that part remains unknown. The surprise of a lifetime. This time not seeing it from afar, but actually catching the giant whale. The fisherman was given the shock of his life when a huge whale came out of nowhere, appearing right in front of their boat. It happened in October 2022, with a man while fishing along with his son off the New Jersey coast, since the great bustle in the ocean. As hundreds of fish started jumping out of the water, right when he caught something on his fishing hook.
Oh! Oh! I got that on video!
And it was a Goliath whale, which popped out of the water, swallowed some of the fish, and went back under. People playing in seafoam. Did the ocean freeze or something else? Well, actually, this is seafoam. And this is an Australian beach where lots of people have gathered to observe this mind-blowing phenomenon. So how does it happen? Well, we all know that ocean water is not crystal clear, but is made from several pollutants, algae, and detergents. So when this element floods, water comes in high tides and high winds. It takes the shape of foam, which means it basically becomes ocean surf. But even though people enjoy this foam a lot, researchers say that it's not completely safe to spend more time in the foam as it could be a little harmful. Pygmy sperm whales. Known for their extraordinary defense tactics, meet the pygmy sperm whales. Look what's releasing a fluid against the beachgoers standing right next to it. Well, that's because these whales have fluid sacs, which allows them to release ink whenever they feel defensive, leaving hundreds of meters deep in the ocean. These whales are a face not so much known in our world, But whenever they are seeing these defensive whales, make sure to leave a remarkable memory. Clingy octopus. Coming out after diving in the water, this man had no idea that he was also giving a ride to the octa-handed. As soon as he realized it, the diver started to pull it off of his back, but all in vain. The octopus was not ready to let him go at any cost, trying with his hands, diving again into the water. Nothing was working with this one. But lastly, his friend helped him and took all of his suckers out of his friend's back. There is the clingy octopus resting on a boat.
I did it. I did it.
Petting a shark. As if just coming near to these massive jaws was not enough, this man decided to play with him. Emerging from the deep waters and coming so close to the man's boat, the shark has opened her mouth to swallow anything that comes near it. But that's when the man did something unexpected as he started petting them with his hands over the deadly jaws. Even though the shark tries to bite it, he seems quite expert in what he's doing and plays with it for some time before he lets it go back into the water. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now let's get back to our topic. Migration of the year. Hundreds of thousands of red crabs march towards Red Christmas Island to produce 100,000 more cramps. This event happens every year. When red crabs with their meals leading, the females will reach the island where they will spawn and mate. And once they've made it, the pregnant females, after completing the gestation period, will go back into the shallow waters and lay their eggs at night so that the eggs will be safe from predators. And once they've hatched, these unlimited newborns will cover the whole island, turning it into a well-read crab paradise. Killer Whales Beach. Welcome to the deadliest beach on Earth. This is a killer whale beach and the baby seals beach too. So what happens is that these whales will purposefully beach themselves in order to get their hands on at least one of the seals. And that's not all they want, as once they have their catch, these merciless predators will play with it as if trying to celebrate their victory. There it is, tossing the prey high in the skin to completely finish it. Osprey hunts shark. This osprey clearly wasn't going to settle for anything less than a shark of its own sight. A crowd on Myrtle Beach was stunned to see a huge osprey flying over the beach with a large shark-like fish and its clutches. During this moment, one of the Tennessee natives managed to capture this footage, where you can see that the fish still seemed to have some semblance of life left in it, as it was wriggling around and trying to escape while its predator was high above the beach. Even if it did escape its clutches, a fall from that height would be lethal. Stuck dolphin. While enjoying their day on the beach, these people were paid a surprise visit by the dolphins. All was good until one baby dolphin washed ashore, sensing something was not right with it. They approached it and they laid their answer right in the dolphin's mouth as it was struggling because of the fishing net. Quickly coming to its rescue, the beachgoers started putting effort to save the poor fish from its misery, and after spending a good few minutes, they succeeded in sending it back into the water. Unknown baby. Since when a fish started giving birth to human-like babies, well, definitely doesn't belong to the fish world, washed up in an Australian beach. This thing shocked the onlookers with its URI features, looking just like a human. That creature had a slimy body like a fish. But what was it even after being in the hands of marine researchers for more than a decade, as it was caught in October 2012? Nothing much about it has been revealed, leaving the people with their own assumptions of it being some kind of alien or a mutant mermaid baby. Surfer swims with dolphins. Rarely seen interacting with the people on the coasts, these people had the experience of their life when a few dolphins joined them while surfing. It happened in the Australian Byron Bay, jumping, thrashing, and playing in the water. These 3 dolphins made headlines because of their friendly behavior, but it was nothing the only time this amazing behavior was observed by the dolphins, as here in these African waters. See how they're swimming alongside the surfers. Land-based shark fishing. Who would have thought that you could catch a fish or better yet a shark just by being on the beach? In January 2016, a seasoned fisherman displayed his expertise by catching a huge bronze whaler shark near the Tauranga in New Zealand. To pull off this stunt successfully, he first had to withstand Lish's beat by placing the bleed bait fish on a strong hook. The next step is to find a spot that is shallow but with enough depth for its prey to easily reach. The fishing line is then attached to a really long and strong fishing rod to be able to pull out the shark as soon as it catches the bait. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos.